Flowing out of Cape Town, South Africa, a vast network of highways spreads out across the Western Cape province. The N2 is the country's longest tarred road, running the length of South Africa's coast before turning inland to the economic heartland of Gauteng. The N1 is the Cape's busiest road, with stretches carrying up to 150,000 vehicles per day. The R27 traverses the harsh west coast before linking with the N7, which stretches northwards to the desert border with Namibia. Dedicated to keeping these roads safe and traffic flowing are the men and women of the Western Cape Highway Patrol. Coming up next on Western Cape Highway Patrol, Senior Provincial Inspector Valentino Arendse responds to a fatal crash on Bainskloof. Provincial Inspector Ruiters helps an overloaded vehicle lose some weight on the N7. And Senior Provincial Inspector Hofmeester sacrifices her Christmas Eve so that motorists on the Western Cape can safely reach their holiday destinations and celebrate with family and friends. The Western Cape is world-renowned for its magnificent mountains and the spectacular scenery that's revealed as you drive over or through them on the mountain passes, zigzagging across the province. Traveling north, the N1 climbs through tortuous turns over the Hex River Pass. The R45 laboriously winds its way over the breathtaking Franschhoek Pass between Villiersdorp and Franschhoek. The N12 surgically slices the majestic Swartberg Mountains as it snakes through the Meiringspoort Pass. While the R46 lazily meanders its way along the Nieuwekloof Pass en route to Doelbach. Whether it's the N2 highway curving over Hohoek Pass or the serpentine R321 spiraling down the Viljoens Pass, each twisting turn reveals another stunning scene to the intrepid traveler. But as every member of the Western Cape Highway Patrol knows, just as much as these soaring passes can inspire with their sensational vistas, every hairpin turn can just as easily be the source of tragedy. Senior Provincial Inspector Valentino Arendse and colleagues are hoping for a peaceful Saturday night as they gather for a routine roadblock at Sonstraal on the N1. They've been issued new ticket printing machines, and everyone is in a good mood as they realize just how much more efficient these will be than filling out paperwork on the roadside.
Here you go. But I already wrote him already. We finished everything yesterday.
SPI Arendse soon gets an opportunity to put his new ticket printer into action when he notices a vehicle that stopped before the roadblock.
We bought this vehicle, eh? And then there's a new number plate on the vehicle, but they were also driving with the previous number plate. Papa, you come till there in front, eh? Come till there in front. So I made him change the number plates immediately, but then I prosecuted him for because he was aware of what he was doing. This printer was introduced, it was being trialed, but now it's been implemented, so now we are issued with this printer. So basically, we do not write the fine anymore. As soon as I scan the license disc, scan his driver's disc, all his details is there. I just need to add his residential address, check it, confirm it, add the code date to the area of the fine. I print the fine, automate it, so we're moving forward with the technology. Drive home safe, eh? Don't do that again, eh? It's not allowed, eh? Let's have a second driver with you. Yeah, then why doesn't he drive in the first place? The other driver drives the vehicle further, eh? Not you, the one with the issue.
So far, it's been an uneventful shift, and spirits remain high as they relocate the roadblock, aiming to deter any dangerous driving that might disturb the peace and spoil the mood. But SPI Arendse knows you can never relax in this job. And when a report of a crash scene on the treacherous Bainskloof Pass comes through, he and SPI Chetty are ready to respond.
10:50, Bainskloof, these people did. Mr. Payne was once answered. Yeah, I got a phone call from my radar control room. There's an accident.
There's not much information available. Bainskloof Pass is a remote and rugged mountain pass with deep gullies, soaring peaks, and no cell phone reception. It's important that the inspectors get there so they can relay the information to their superiors. As SPI Arendse and Chetty race to the scene, Provincial Inspector Stephanie Ruiters is en route for a shift at the Motorists Weighbridge on the N7. Much of the freight moving to and from Cape Town is transported along the N1, N2, and N7. And the Centre for Scientific and Industrial Research estimates that overloading causes up to 60% of all road damage. Traffic crashes involving freight vehicles are generally of high severity and have high secondary impacts due to the time it takes to clear crash sites. Factors that contribute to freight-related traffic crashes include unroadworthy vehicles, driver fatigue, and overloading. To keep freight and traffic flowing, up to 1 in 7 inspectors per shift will be performing weighbridge duties at stations across the province. As PI Ruiters joins her colleagues for a shift at the Motorists Weighbridge, SPI Arendse and SPI Chetty have reached the foot of the Bainskloof Pass in their race to the fatal crash.
Yeah, I got a phone call from our radio control and there's an accident in Bainskloof. So our director wants some feedback on that regard. Because apparently there's fatalities.
The road is undergoing an upgrade and there's only a single lane open. The inspectors have to balance the need for a speedy response with safety as they negotiate the twists and turns. Meanwhile, Provincial Inspector Ruiters is reporting for duty at the Motorists Weighbridge on the N7.
Our duties are directing the trucks into the weighbridge. During the night, the vegetables trucks, they will be going to Cape Town. And during the day, it's the cement and everything that still needs to be transported from one place to another place. When it flashes the light, that means that it's empty. So the truck was empty, as you can see. The weighbridge is just not for heavy vehicles, it's just not for trucks. If you're carrying goods from one place to another place, weighbridge. Like we get the panel vans also. A panel van can be a car, it can be the quantum taxis, and they also carry goods. It goes to the weighbridge. When the trucks are being directed into the weighbridge, this is the operators, they are in charge here. So whenever a problem arises, an overload or underload, they will inform us and then we will do the prosecution side.
Wanneer je mag rijden, dankie. Stop, dankie. Vorentoe. Stop, dankie. Vorentoe. Stop, dankie.
This vehicle and trailer is en route to Namibia, but it weighs in at a whopping 640 kilograms above its weight division and will have to lose some serious mass before being allowed to continue.
So I don't know if you can see this, but when the tires are bulging out like that, this is also a sign to say that the load is too heavy. Here's the problem also. You can also see there's also a bulging tire. This is what the tire says, what it's allowed to carry. This is what the manufacturer says. So the law still looks after the person or the people, and that is making sure that your load is right or it's the right weight or the legal weight it's supposed to be carrying. Luckily, there's 2 vehicles from the same company going in one direction to come and release him by putting the load from one vehicle to another vehicle. He would have been here stranded, waiting for someone to come and release him.
Having offloaded some of the freight into their colleague's vehicle, the driver takes another shot at weighing in.
Meneer, nog 96 kilogram. 96. 90 kilogram.
This time it's close, but not close enough. And the two vehicles once again go to the back of the queue to try and lose some more weight.
Oh, dankie, maar ik los er maar.
It's third time lucky. Almost. Unfortunately, the overall weight is correct, but the weight distribution between the axles is out, and the hapless driver returns to the back.
When a truck is overloaded, we as officers get informed by the operators. The driver needs to know, you've been overloaded here, the front axle or the rear axle, or this is the underload. So that is where we come in, and then we will do the prosecution side.
Stop, dankie. Meneer, die vraag is nou recht. Je mag rijden, dankie. It's been the 5th time that he's come around. And it's legal now.
At last, the driver gets the thumbs up from the operator and is ready to continue on the long road to Namibia. But not before receiving his fine from PI Ruiters.
Meneer, u moet maar veilig rijden.
Maak zo bij.
En een lekker aandeel.
Ja, heel tevreden.
Ja.
Overload control can seem like overkill, but apart from damaging roads, overloaded vehicles are less stable, take longer to stop, brakes have to work harder and may fail, tires blow out, will struggle to overtake, and headlights will tilt up at night, blinding oncoming drivers. As PI Ruiters continues her crucial weighbridge duties, SPI Arendse and Chetty have reached the top of the torturous pass. The mountainous terrain is playing havoc with their radios, and it's now evident why so little information has been received from the crash scene. Eventually reaching the site of the tragedy, they find the narrow road crowded with rescue and law enforcement vehicles. SPI Arendse jumps out to investigate.
How many fatalities are there?
There's 3 fatalities and 1,
Serious injury.
yeah, so they're trying to go down and get
So,
us.
so three fatalities. Wait, did I go off?
Yeah,
How many vehicles? One vehicle?
just 1 vehicle.
Is it of you guys, the company itself, or is it of other motorists?
No.
No
Apparently
details.
she's coming up this way. and
From
we're
Gustav.
on the edge.
Will they have more details? Or the registration and stuff? They can
No,
maybe
I
send it to
just
no
want
one.
the police are down there so they can possibly help out with that.
No, I don't see.
Okay, meneer Skroeder van de rescue uit hier gewees, 2007. Right. Volgens die ouens wat hier agter wie sit by die week die pad werk,
Mhm.
is dit 'n wit vrou ne, met 3 breinleities.
Brain 3. 3 in line.
3 ja, nee,
Ja.
'n baby met 'n neppie aan.
Baby met een nepje aan. Als hij naar die vier, dan pas op.
Nee, dat is
Nee, met die 3. Brain,
ja,
met die
nee,
3.
dan 2 seuns om en by 5 en 6 jaar oud.
Oké, 2 seuns, 6 jaar oud. En dan 1 baby. Wie kan ik met details is waar onder was?
Donnie van Skoorsie ou wie jy moet praat.
Oké, wie was onder? Want ik ga mee praten, wat onder was.
Met Donnie beskoot praat volgens regulasie kan jy nie met Donnie van Skoor.
Oké. Coming from this fully closed.
Nobody's
Okay.
gonna get past because these cars the way they park.
Park here, yes, because I just want to make sure no more other vehicles come up as well from the bottom and from that side because I don't want another incident like this. So that's the whole plan. So I just want to stop everyone at the bottom as well as that side.
Yeah, okay, we'll come this side then. Let's get out of their way.
SPI Arendse gathers as much information as possible, and it's not good. A vehicle has plunged almost 100 meters off the cliff. There are 3 fatalities, and the driver is badly injured. The specialized wilderness search and rescue are working hard to secure the ropes they need to extract the victims in the dark, difficult terrain. access to the road is already controlled by the stop-and-go booms put in place by the construction company, and inspectors Arendse and Chetty deem it wisest to leave the already crowded scene and find somewhere with cell phone signal so they can report back to their control center.
Okay, a toddler.
A toddler.
Okay, hy here sê. Hulle weet nie die ouderdom om hom by nie.
It's Christmas Eve in Worcester, and as the sun sets, Senior Provincial Inspector Hofmeester sets out for a lonely patrol on the N1.
It's a bit tiring. I can feel the years work. It's always this time of the year. You want to rest. But we have our hands full this time of the year. It's kind of sad because there's a lot of fatalities. Last night I was on the road and there was like taxi drivers who flashed their brights at me to give way on double barrier lines, and it was a headache, yo. And that's why the accidents actually happens, because of road users that is impatient. When you see offences, it's so difficult for you to turn around. You just have to be on the roads with your blue lights, with your rotating lights, and just to be visible so that road users can see, okay, there is traffic control on the roads, but some people is just ignorant against us, because some just don't worry. They just do what they want to do. So it's like we have to be on the road everywhere where there's a vehicle. That's why this time of the year, people is coming in for overtime just to be more visible on the roads. They're just looking for moving violations and seeing if everything is all right on the road. And usually we have 1046s, which is breakdowns on the roadways. So yeah, we're just looking out for that stuff for all the motorists to be safe on our Western Cape roads.
True to her words, she soon comes across a stranded vehicle with a flat tire.
Good evening, sir. Is everything okay here?
We have a problem, ma'am.
Did you get a tire?
Yes, now the one guy is going to take a tire. So now he phone. He get already, so he's coming back.
It's on his way back now?
Yeah.
If they had a functional spare, they'd already be back on the road, but they don't. And so the driver has left his passengers and car to take the long trek into town and get the puncture repaired.
No, we're coming from Cape Town right now. We're going to Eastern Cape for the Christmas Eve.
Okay, where's your triangle?
So
Your triangle?
driver is not here. That's a problem.
Who's the driver?
He's going to fetch a tire.
Are you passengers?
Yes.
Can you just close the door, sir, because you're in the roadway, no? Okay, you know how far it is?
We have a problem with the network. So he phoned, but
There's no network here, yes.
There's no network, yeah, boss. He's trying to phone. But when I keep him answer,
he's on his way.
Yeah, because the bad network, so I can't hear.
Okay, I'll wait here till he gets back because you're in the roadway. I mean, it's unsafe.
While they wait for the driver to return, SPI Hofmeester stays with the passengers and car to ensure that there are no further mishaps, which become increasingly likely as the sun sets.
It's gonna get dark now soon. And then this is a black vehicle as well. It's very dark here, and when people come down this lane, they don't easily see a vehicle like this standing here.
At last, the exhausted driver returns with the spare.
They're changing a tire now. We had an incident, I think 2 years back. Some people were changing also tires in the roadway, and a truck ran over that person. So it's very dangerous for a person, especially for this now, to change a vehicle with no blue lights and no triangle as well. So for the triangle is at least a warning sign that it's something in the roadway here. Before you take the road, so you have to make sure that you have everything, that it's safe to do, that it's safe to drive on the roads. Okay?
Eventually, they're ready to continue the long journey, but after a substantial delay, they won't be celebrating Christmas Eve with friends and family in the Eastern Cape. As the sun sets, the danger to motorists, pedestrians, and the members of the Western Cape Highway Patrol increase, and driving without lights on just adds to the dangers.
I'm gonna pull over this vehicle now. But no headlamps. Good evening, sir. How are you? Are you aware that your light's not working, sir?
My lights?
Yes.
At all.
No, it doesn't work. You can see it's not working.
Can I check?
Your license, please? You can check. You can't drive further now. You can't drive further without a light, sir. Because you can't see in front of you. And I'm going to give you a fine for this also now. So where are you going to?
Eastern Cape.
Like this?
No, I didn't notice.
So you can't see it's dark in front of you? You can't see it's dark in front of you? Can you see in front of you?
Yes, I can see.
How could you see? But it's going to get darker now.
It's going to get dark.
Huh? I'll take you to the next garage, and then you can stand there until it gets light again, and you can drive further, okay? So I'll get you to a safe spot now, but you can't drive further without lights, and it's going to get dark now. You can't see in front of you.
I apologize.
Yet another vehicle and occupants won't be reaching their destination in time to celebrate Christmas Eve. But thanks to the actions of SPI Hofmeester, they may at least reach their destination alive. As the darkness descends, SPI Hofmeester and colleagues across the province patrol the roads throughout the night.
My older sister is living in Gordons Bay. My middle sister is living in Malmesbury. So during the year, we only see each other like twice a month. I grew up 12 o'clock, Christmas Day. Everybody wakes up, they hand each other their presents and stuff. But okay, times has changed now. Christmas time and like New Year's time, we unite together and we just share the special day together as a family and just share our laughter and love and stuff like that. Like everybody else, family is everything to them. So for me as well, family is everything to me.
After reporting back on the tragic crash, SPI Arendse has made his way down from Bainskloof to the streets of Wellington.
What happened was at about 6, a vehicle left the roadway and went very far down the mountain, about 80 meters down. Mountain rescues on the scene. The passenger of the vehicle, unfortunately, has passed away. Then we have the driver who is in a serious injured condition, color code red.
In the light of the following day, the wreckage of the car lies abandoned in the gully, a sad, silent testament to the tragedy that unfolded the night before. Next time on Western Cape Highway Patrol, a hit-and-run incident on the N1 ruined Senior Provincial Inspector Valentino Arendse's Christmas. Provincial Inspector Hansa has a baptism of fire when she attends to a fatal crash scene on her second day at work in Worcester.
Definitely not like college. This is very real now.